Even before it was released, everyone knew the drama disrespected the Muslim community by naming the genie Iblis. But I thought they just named the genie Iblis and that was their huge error in disrespecting the community. The rest of the series, I thought, is just fictional. To my surprise, just 2 seconds in, even before the first episode started, they dropped this entire monologue about Iblis, his history in Islam. Then they presented it as fiction, which is very disrespectful, and I was honestly shocked. They committed this whole script about Iblis, following his history, with the intention specifically of hurting the Muslim community in mind. The casting was actually pretty good from the male lead to the female lead and the supporting characters. What they did was waste each character, very specifically. Take Susie, her casting was smart. They needed a beautiful psychopath but they gave her a blank expression as the concept of a psychopath, which is tired, boring, and frustrating. The hot reason I wasn't the drama for Steve no. His character proved worthless too, even with the wings they gave him. Another actor I looked forward to was An Eun Jin, but spoiler alert, she just plays the grandma, who turns young after a wish. I expected her to be greedy, young, rich, someone who would make a statement in the story. But she did almost nothing. You can clearly see it's scripted. And I don't blame the actors, the directing and writing forced them. They're just there saying their lines, without any depth or personal world. The drama is listed as a comedy series. But the humor is just flat. It won't make you laugh, it feels forced and just okay stuff. There's this toxic comedy element, where the female lead, a psychopath, beats Genie or other characters. This theme keeps repeating, which is not even fun. They could have explored so much more for each character, instead they just gave characters traits that are useless and annoying. Now we come to the romance. It's a disaster. I'm not even overstating, it's just the fact. The combination of a genie, a psychopath, and the depth of feelings, it could have been so much more. The writer is the same one who wrote Goblin. She has explored fantasy storylines beautifully before and this story also had that potential. Imagine there's a huge storm happening on the other side of this storyline. But instead of showing that storm, all you get is a bit of dust. Because this could have been such a good story, full of emotion, character, and depth, but it just didn't give anything. And I'm not even saying it had to be like Goblin or any other big drama. But even if you take for its own, it's not even okay stuff. Back to how this whole script disrespected Islam, very broadly. And they did it on purpose. They used Arabic throughout the series and that's not even a problem. What's odd is whenever it came to anything angelic, they switched to Arabic. And you can't say they didn't research. They absolutely did. They knew exactly what they were doing, and still chose to disrespect. There's a character who plays the angel of death, but they named him Israel. And that's a big issue, because in Islam, Israel is an important figure. But they mixed that with Azrael, the one who comes for death, as per Islamic belief. So they merged the two, and then made fiction out of it, intentionally. From the makeup to the paintings, there's this tone underneath, constantly mocking Islamic history. It's so intentional and disrespectful is because the director, writer, and the whole production literally presented that they held full control of this script. The writer even paid tribute to her own old works, like references to The Glory or Heirs, and even styled Kim Woo Bin again as Choi Young-do, the role he once played. There were cameo of Song Hye-kyo, that showed this was all her own project. This entire script was handled by the writer and director themselves. They took real Islamic history, twisted it, and sold it as fiction. So yes, boycotting is the only way. Because I genuinely can't see how the writer or the production can justify this level of disrespect. With all that disrespect toward Islamic history, this drama's story itself is set in a countryside. All they did was show this painfully dull stuff. The emotional scenes were poorly executed, and when the story exploration came together later on, it was just painful to watch, with scenes in some garden, scenes that even soap TV shows don't do anymore. So, why did I even watch it? Honestly, I had free time, and I thought, how bad could it really be? But once I started, I just wanted to see how far they went with the disrespect toward Islam. And after finishing episode 8, I was so angry that I had to make this video. And yeah, if you made it this far, like the video, share it, and subscribe.